Hey everyone, in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to set up your Faire store, everything from your products, your marketing, your shop settings, my shop kind of page, what that looks like, promotions, and really everything and anything in between. This is gonna be exactly how we set up other businesses' pages as well as our own pages. I'm gonna show you both what it looks like in the UK and also what it looks like in the US. So we'll also cover brands that do Faire ads, for example, and it's gonna work out, and hopefully by the end of this video, you know exactly how to set up your Faire store so that you get the optimal amount of sales, which is obviously always more sales. So we're going to jump in here. To begin with, how do you set up your store? Well, making sure that really the top level goal here for us is revenue. We want to be driving as much revenue to your page as possible. And why is that? Two reasons. Faire has focuses on one, commissions, and two, retailers. They're trying to get more retailers onto the platform, at least what it looks like at the start of 2025. Commissions are going to be driven through sales, and retailers are going to be driven through you bringing new business to the platform. With that in mind, it's all about sales for Faire, which means it's all about sales for you starting a business. So if I look at our products page, let's bring that up. We've connected all of our products from Shopify to Faire using the Shopify API. It's super easy. It lets you manage pretty much everything you could possibly manage. There's a couple of things it doesn't manage, but inventory, imagery, all that type of thing, it does it super easily off the bat. So if you don't have a website yet, I recommend getting Shopify. But if you do, let's jump into how to set up your products. To start with, let's jump into our cat listing. Our cat listing is a new product for us actually, so this is a pre-order. Now, what I want to show you guys is exactly what it looks like from everything from our product title to our descriptions. And we've got a bit more detail on exactly how to set up your product descriptions in another video, which is basically called The Ultimate Guide to SEO on Faire. You can check that out. But really quickly, there's a couple things that you want to be focusing on for your product title and your product description. In your product title, you want to focus at the top level that you're selling to. So what that might be, take for example, we sell socks. So rather than talking about a gray-haired mouse cat or something very specific, which is typically what I see a lot of businesses do, go for cat socks, bamboo socks, brown socks. You want to be hitting those top level key terms. And that's just because there's just not that many products on Faire when you consider it, even at that top level. So you want to be going for the keywords which are going to drive the most amount of traffic for your business. Once you've done that at the top level product descriptions, you then want to look at the cat socks, or I guess the descriptions for them. Let's zoom in here. So what we have here at the top is a bit of an overview of what the product is, the features of that product, the features of the brand, and talking about the brand and kind of how it's part of different collections. And then we're also going to kind of give an example of what people are searching for, what people might be looking up, and that's what we've done here. But again, this is a quick overview of product description and titles. You can check out our other video, which we did for that. Scrolling down, what do you want to be doing in terms of hitting your images? So Faire recommends 3 to 4 images per listing, and the more, the better. You really want people to be able to click through and see in detail, what does this product look like? In particular, if it's a product that people are going to hold in their hands, you want to get as close as you possibly can so they can almost feel what you are showing them. It sounds a bit funny, but it will work. So take for example our cat socks that we've got here, a ginormous photo that we've shared with Faire, and so that you can scroll in if you're on the retailer's page or acting as a retailer, you can scroll in quite far and see exactly what the detail of the product looks like. We also have a view of what the product looks like whilst they're on, so people can start to think about it rather than just visualizing it in their mind's eye. We also at the end put a size guide. The reason why we do this is because as a product business that has a variety of sizes, a retailer might be sitting there thinking, well, what do I do? Do I take this many of this size, this many of that size? And you want to make it as easy as possible for them to order essentially the best way possible for most businesses. If a business already knows what they're looking for, then they'll probably ignore it anyway. So you can feel free to include it. Next is videos. Videos are super critical these days to drive more views to products. So we're recommending every business do videos. This is a pre-order listing that we've got up here, so I don't yet have the video for that product, but it will help drive people to convert and purchase your products. That's because they're going to see what it looks like, how it moves, and how it interacts with, say, the floor floor? You know, what does it look like in different lights, shadows, etc. And if it's not a product that you're going to wear, for example, then typically what we recommend is even just doing a GIF of the product spinning is going to attract people's eyes even more. Going into product options. Now, it depends on what we recommend here in terms of product options or not giving product options. If it's sizes, we absolutely recommend that you put the variants in the individual products so that you go to cat socks and then you get the different sizes. If you've got a small catalog, what we recommend, for example, if you've got different colored items, is separate them so you can get more SEO juice by having different listings. But if you're a massive catalog, then you can afford to make it easier for clients browsing your website to go onto, say, you know, a colorful listing that's got green, red, blue, and have all three of those products in the same option. We always recommend that you fill in the GTIN. The GTIN is essentially what you'll get from going to a place like GS1. Don't worry too much if you're just starting off. You don't need to have SKUs, but we absolutely always recommend it. So you put your SKU here and then it connects to Shopify directly if you've installed, for example, the Shopify app, and it will give you exactly how many you've got on hand, how many you've committed, and how many available. Then you've got the tariff code. You can just go to, essentially, let's have a look here, HS codes USA, and you can just go into here and then search the different types of harmonized tariff schedules. Pretty easy to look up. You can just type socks, for example, and then scroll your way down and see exactly how much it's going to cost. For example, if you're exporting it from your country into the US, but we always recommend putting a tariff code in, even if you don't think you're going to get many orders to begin with. Scrolling down to product details. This one's pretty simple for our product. You can search really anything here. Just make sure it makes sense and it goes to a broad category of people. You don't want to be super mega niche here. So that's why, for example, we've got adults, unisex, because they're going to show up in men's and women's, and also that people go to see socks. If you've got a wide range like we do, we will change that customer depending on the product. So for example, being stereotypical, obviously we don't want to be, but some retailers are going to be like that. So have some of your range that is stereotypically men, is stereotypically women, and that will make it easier for those retailers who are looking for a bit more comfort when they're searching for their products. It'll also give you wider range applicability rather than just going to adults unisex, even though it might be a tad more accurate. Going into general, we always recommend, again, it comes down to do you have a small or do you have a large product catalog? And if you've got a large product catalog, what I would recommend is varying the aesthetics, colors, embellishments, occasions, occasion theme, pattern, season, sock length, literally everything you can here that isn't core to the product. Try and find a way to vary, whether that's actually building new products for Faire, which we highly recommend, or even if it's just kind of making slight changes around the edge. So for example, you might say that these cat socks are casual and outdoor, but you could also put them, for example, in maybe classic, maybe retro, and that gives you a wider range of applicability. So, you know, we've done this for cat socks, maybe for dog socks, we'll do the opposite. Now, make sure you fix and put all of this stuff in here. It's going to help when people are searching for your products. Maybe they're in fashion and then they go into occasion, for example, and they're going to see loungewear every day or the like, and then you're going to pop up. The big one for us that we want to have in particular pretty much always is Christmas or fall or winter for the Northern Hemisphere, because of how large a peak the Christmas shopping is. Going down into eco-friendly, again, same thing. Fill this out as much as you possibly can. Now, Faire is incredibly tight on what they allow in this area, and you don't want to fall foul of eco-friendly regulations. So what we recommend is do as much as you possibly can here, but never lie. We have, for example, in our product materials, we go as much as you possibly can for plastic-free, organic, recycled, refill, upcycled, vegan, but you do actually weirdly need a vegan certificate, even though we are vegan, plastic-free, organic. As much of these we are already, we actually don't have the certificate for it anymore. Just too expensive, but we always recommend people fill these sections in. Going down to selling method. Now, there's a variety of ideas of what you can do here. What we recommend is, again, going back to driving orders and driving revenue as much as you can. There will be some businesses that restrict people, for example, to case packs. Maybe from the manufacturer, it comes in a box of 12 soda cans, for example, and that's fine for those businesses to operate like that if you really cannot change it. But for Faire, what we always recommend is de-stuffing, getting the products out and make it open sizing so that the minimum order quantity is the smallest amount possible. And what that's going to do is encourage retailers to get a wide range, or for example, if they want to try your product, they can really easily do it through open sizing and just choosing one of those products, paying the shipping, testing out what it looks like. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, Andy, but what about all of the fraud? Well, the honest answer here is that there will be customers that slip through Faire's retailer checks. And to be honest, you might think, well, get rid of them, you don't want them, and obviously that's the case. But what we recommend is using them, getting them in, and then using them to drive your reviews up as much as possible. Obviously, these people are, not your target demographic, but you want to try and get them in, and you want to encourage and always tell Faire that you're open to orders, always expecting new orders, so that you are going to drive the algorithm to push you further. And everything that we're doing here today is about driving that algorithm more and more for you. Shipping measurements, we recommend this pretty much the same across all places. Just do a measurement, make sure it's in an option that makes sense for you. Doesn't matter about weights, they all get converted. Same thing with the metric system or imperial. You can just change it however you'd like. Availability. This, for example, is our pre-orders. We highly recommend pre-ordering pretty much everything. It gets all of your products up further in terms of the algorithm before you've even launched them. You're going to get sales on them. It's not going to be massive, but it will be an extra 5-10% boost. And what we're looking to be is not just 5 to 10% better than every other brand in your space. You actually just want to be number one, because you're going to get so much more traffic if you're number one versus if, even though you might only be 5%, 1% better. If you are number one in the search volumes, when people are searching for you, they're going to find you, they're going to click on you first, and they won't even see your competitors. So everything you can do, just tweak it that little bit more, is going to improve your sales. Pricing and taxes, we recommend doing prices for wholesale and retail. For us, it's essentially 2.42 times. That's kind of how the UK works. We've got a standard VAT rate. You can click that. Depends on what businesses or what countries you're in. Always fill out your tariff code. And we are seeing people use product organization. It's relatively new, but we're not seeing it drive a whole bunch of sales. We do our collections manually. That gives us just a bit more flexibility and ease. And we don't allow retailers to customize this product, which is just a choice that we do. We've got very large minimums. If you are going to have a custom product, then you definitely want to click this, and it gives you a bit more leeway from Faire when they come to you and say, well, why haven't you shipped, for example, really fast? And you can say, okay, well, I've got a custom product in this order. So that is products. We'll next jump into collections. So jumping into collections, Faire now allows you to have 20 collections, which is so good. It gives you so many more opportunities to sell your products and tell Faire exactly what they should be searching for on your behalf. So for example, we have our products here of what they are, but then also who we sell to. And those are the two key categories that you want to look out for. So if you check the products that you're selling, so for example, we've got our cats and dogs here, our Easter collection, Mother's Day, bestsellers range, UK animals, and that's all very product centric. You can then go into retail centric. So we list our retail display materials, and we make it as easy as possible for our retailers to find what those products, and essentially you want to make it as easy as possible for a retailer with a store to sell your product. They're going to be maybe 50% of your volume. We then do see a lot of volume from businesses that sell directly online, so always sell to them, as well as seeing businesses that are selling, for example, through gift hampers, for example. So you kind of go in here and you give them an ability to sell. It's not about you selling to a retailer, it's about a retailer selling to a customer that then generates and pulls business, your business, into them, so you're going to continue to sell. We then go into what types of businesses do we want to work with. So for example, with us, you've got everything from seaside town shops, comfortable socks for podiatrists, eco shops, fashion retailers. And when someone is searching as a retailer, they're going to be thinking about themselves first and foremost. So they might type into, for example, Faire search box, Faire retailers, and that's going to bring you up straight away because you've got a perfect collection for them. Faire no longer lets you use writing on your collection pages, which is a shame, I think, because it's not exactly super clear what it looks like on your page, but that's fine. You can see what it used to look like for us. If you've got it written out already, we don't recommend you change it. We've just recently gone through a change. A few of the other areas that I would look at is also time of year. So if you're selling, for example, in the Faire winter market, then we highly recommend you do a collection for that winter market so that people can jump in there and see what makes sense for them straight away. And you basically just want to remove any type of thinking that a retailer has to do. So that's our products and our collections, and check out what it looks like on our page. So for example, you can come in here and you scroll down and you instantly understand that this is a sock business. We have socks in the title of the business. We've got our collections all focusing on socks. A retailer can click in, see exactly what it looks like. They understand their the retailer reviews, which they can click straight away into, and then you've got your products. We like to make it as easy as possible for a customer to scan and then quickly go through pretty much everything in our shop and then add them into the bag. Makes it super simple. Obviously we're on the view from a brand perspective, so we can't see that. But if you can scroll down here and you can instantly see what are people adding to their basket, and kind of, they get a quick, easy idea of what you're selling straight away. So that's products and collections. Exclusivity. Now, this is something that we do recommend you turn on for all of your businesses. It hasn't worked super well for us. We've got a relatively high, exclusivity benchmark. That's because we believe that we want to save the world's animals, so we're kind of trying to sell to as many places as possible. What we're recommending our brands to do is follow Faire's kind of lead here on the exclusivity. It's relatively small and constrained. We would recommend kind of 3 to 5 times your average order value and make that your exclusivity mark, just so that people are going to come in and they might shut down a particular area, which is always nice for you to kind of get a retailer coming back and back and back. And they're going to do that if they think they're the only person in town with your product. We've tried it a bunch, hasn't worked super well for us, but we always recommend turning on everything that's brand new for Faire, which instant exclusivity, for example, is. Faire Direct. How to set it up is obviously pretty straightforward, but you also want to do it for your website and really everywhere and anywhere where you can push traffic from people that are seeing your website, your emails, that type of thing, and get that Faire widget in front of them, because then Faire is going to push you. And again, it's all about optimizing for the algorithm. So what do? We have 2 areas where it's kind of mainly put on our website. We have it in our footer, which is just down Faire here at the bottom. If a retailer knows what they're looking for, they scroll down, they'll see Faire, they'll click on it straight away, and they'll go to your Faire Direct link. The other place that we do is we have a website where we talk about, or just a web page where you can become a Bearkind stockist. We talk about all of the products there in our virtual trade show, and we recommend people do this when you're at a trade show. It's going to be points when you're not too busy, so do that video, watch that video, and it's going to be one that will help you sell a bit more. And then you have the widget here. The widget's super easy to install. You just copy and paste the code, which you can have a look from down here. You can also talk to a brand success manager if you've got one, and they can help you do that as well. So what to do with your campaigns. Now, we recommend that you send a weekly email to all of your clients that work with you. Your top sellers won't need this. They'll already be self-pushing, motivated entrepreneurs that are ready to kind of purchase, and they'll do it when they're ready. They probably will end up unsubscribing. Those people, however, that need emails are those that kind of need that constant encouragement, constant reminder to actually come back and restock. So we send it to quite a wide range of people on our list. We've got a very large list, and you get a decent open rate even when you've got kind of 70,000 plus people. You want orders, you want clicks, obviously, and we recommend emailing once a week. So automations. Now, Faire's been talking for a long time that they're going to be bringing these automations back. We've got them set up already. They do work. I don't think they work particularly well anymore. I think people have really kind of overdone them, and retailers are getting a lot of these if they're signed up and purchasing not just from your brand, but other brands. So check out those automations here. They'll come up on the screen. You can see how we talk about them. Basically just try to make it as personal as possible, talking about your brand and how another business can make more sales. So for example, on where customers haven't ordered in 60 days, what we recommend, for example, is sharing all of your information that you have on your marketing drives, your pitches, all that type of thing, to make it as easy as possible for a business owner to simply create, for example, a LinkedIn post. And stuff like that is really going to help up-level you in comparison to your peers who aren't even going to be messaging or emailing other businesses. On messages, I'd like to go into that, and I will do that here. Sorry that everything is blacked out or blurred out, but what we do is we message every single one of our clients across a variety of different segments, and we'll go in and we'll create a relatively custom message for each client that we work with, and we'll copy and paste that so that it's super easy, super repeatable, and we've got a bank of them across those 5 to 6 segments, and we'll copy and paste them into our request, and we'll go through every single person who orders from us, every single person who is a customer. Let's talk about some of those segments here in contacts. Again, I'm sorry that all of this is blurred out, but naturally we don't want to show any customer data. For example, last ordered 60 days ago, abandoned cart, ordered, unused Faire Direct credit, signed up in the last 30 days, and we'll go through and message all of them and encourage them to purchase from us. Faire is going to push those messages out to clients above above all other traffic, and that's because it's such an authentic, or engagement tool that you can get into a bit of a rapport. And as much as Faire is about transactions, the more that they can build relationships into it, the more time someone spends on Faire, the more money Faire's going to make, and the more money you're going to make. So we definitely encourage everybody to do that as well. Promotions. So what do we do with our promotions? Now, what we recommend here is having an always on promotion. So if I take, for example, our 2025 discounting, what we set it up with is free shipping over kind of a bit above or a bit below average order value, kind of around there. Then a 10% off plus free shipping. And again, it depends if your product is too heavy or not, but customers love free shipping. So if you've got a heavy product, see if there is a way with your margins to get people to order your product and get free shipping. We then chuck in 10% and 20% on 1,000 pounds and 2,000 pounds. That's just because you start to get Faire into a position where it's also a distributed tier. So for example, if you're a relatively large size brand, you might be working with a distributor already in clothing, and it varies by business to business. In clothing, that can be up to a 33% discount or margin for the distributor. Once you have given that, it's typically they're going to do a decent amount of sales. So that's why they get that 33%, which is a huge discount. But you want to kind of set up what we call kind of distributor light promotions. And that's why we offer all the way up to 20% on Faire. You're not going to get distributors coming through Faire. And if you do, they'll find you on Faire and then they'll message you separately anyway, because it's such a large agreement that you're probably not going to do it through Faire, but you will do it directly. So that's what we recommend here. It also gives retailers a degree of confidence that you can fulfill their small order, say of a couple £100, because you are clearly offering a discount that goes all the way up to 2,000 plus pounds. The other promotion that we absolutely recommend is the pre-order discount. We set this up through the collections page, and you can set that here because it gives you an idea of what it was going to look like for a retailer. You can see 5% off for cats and dogs, and that's nice, lovely, a call to action. Same thing here, and what it looks like for your retailers. And then suddenly they're going to be sitting there thinking, oh, that's pretty good. Actually I might give them a try. And what it does is it will split the order up into two. The first order will be the order of all of the products that are in stock. The second order will be all of the products that are part of the pre-order. And what that's going to do is then drop, in a couple of months later, another order is going to arrive at their door. And let's say they might have forgotten to say restock your turtle socks, but now that they've got the cats and dog socks, they're encouraged to reorder. Oh, I like these new products. They look great. Oh, I'm the first one to get it. A lot of newness in there. And it's also going to encourage brands that you are continually innovating and bringing new product for retailers to then sell to their customers that are loyalists and are always coming back as well. Inside of free shipping, again, guys, apologies for a lot of blurring out here at the bottom with our customers, but this has worked amazingly for us. You get so much benefit. It doesn't cost you that much when you really look into it. You pay a bit per order, sure, but Faire is going to push you out to retailers and they're going to get free shipping, which is fantastic for those insider retailers working in the US. So again, turn this on. It's something that Faire's pushing. If you turn it on, you're going to get more sales. Again, shop page. So how do you affect and have the best shop page possible? Well, what we recommend is by one, cover image and profile image that is super clear of what your business is and what it does. For example, with us, we do socks. So quite clearly, these are socks. You then go into the feature image again. What do you do? Socks. We like to have them here as lifestyle images where at all possible. That's because for our brand, we have a lot of flat lay images where the product's just on the ground. So we try to do lifestyle as much as possible. The logo, make sure you upload that. Jumping into your brand story. Now it's pretty easy to talk about yourself. I can do it for quite a while, as you've seen on this video, but you want to give retailers that are interested in hearing about your story an opportunity to hear from you exactly as a brand. So we recommend filling it out. Shouldn't take you too long. Try and focus on the USPs for your business. There will be retailers, if you are reading this as a retailer, the retailer is going to be obviously very interested in your business. So make sure you put your best foot forward there. We always recommend multiple images. This gives you an opportunity to show again to your customers what you do. Always include a video. If you don't have one, we always recommend having one. Not going to drive heaps of views, but these views are so valuable and are going to drive more sales. Again, going down into the brand practices, tick as many of these as you can. Be relatively, fair to fair, I should say. You want to be eco-friendly, gives back, not on Amazon, all of these things. Obviously, not everything in your store can be all of these, so you need to click what works best for you, but we always recommend that you do so. In terms of identity tags, I wouldn't worry too much about this if you don't fall into any of these identity identity buckets. There will be some retailers who search for them, but there will be others that don't search for them, so don't worry too much. And then same thing with publications. PR pretty much now in the publication space is pay to play. So if you want to be featured in any of these, I would highly recommend you just email the contact us or the PR box of these individual businesses, and they will find a way to include you so that you can pay to be in BuzzFeed, pay to be in CNBC, all of this type of thing you can pay to pretty much be in. So would recommend you do this. It is good to have that little trust button where it comes up for retailers. Going through to arrangement, you can turn this off or on. We always, again, recommend turning it on. It's going to look a bit odd to you knowing the brand, what some of the arrangement looks like, but what it will show is a couple of options for a retailer on your stores. So they can go here and they can go sort by featured, arrange by brand, that type of thing. So people can click in as a retailer and search for it. And you basically just want to have that on. Videos. Now, this is something that we always do recommend doing. We do a virtual trade show and we send that out to our retailers. We have it on YouTube and we have it on Faire. We just upload the YouTube video to Faire. And this shows retailers that you have a presence in a in-person retail. What is their products going to look like in person in retail? So it's not just seeing what it looks like online, which is obviously crucial, but not as crucial as it's going to look in store. So we always recommend the virtual trade show. And these videos, as you can see from us, we've had multiple thousands of views, but these are very high value views. So even though it's only 5, 10, we've had thousands and thousands on the store. So you want to put your best foot forward for those people that are clicking and watching your videos. Shop settings. The shop lead time. Now, what we have here is what we recommend all brands do is have the lowest lead time possible. That is going to mean you don't have any missed orders. Now, this is crucial. There are a lot of brands out there that say 3+ days, but as a retailer who's also going to be shipping and shopping on Amazon, they know that it should be relatively quick for you to fulfill. These are business days, so you're going to have a lot of time to do it. As long as you've got someone in the business pretty much every day, you will be able to hit that margin of 1 to 3 days. So we always recommend it. Fulfillment options. We recommend turning on scheduled orders. There will be some people that do this, not many, but it's good to have it as an option for those that want it. Turn off handling and packaging costs. Include this in your margin, in your product already, please. Retailers hate to kind of see, oh, what's this extra cost? Handling and packaging costs. Well, aren't you going to incorporate that already? Pretty much what a retailer will be thinking. In terms of the retail options, maximize this. So sell to online only retailers, sell to social sellers, and don't have this on, have it off, sell pre-orders to qualified retailers only. You basically want to go out to everybody with your whole range. In terms of order minimums, we recommend having this as low as possible. That will get you more views, it'll get you more sales, because when you are on Faire, for example, as a retailer, they will be able to click in one of 3 options: brand selling for less than MOQ of 0, MOQ of 100, or an MOQ of 200 pounds. And that's then going to show you in all 3 of those categories, not just the top one. For example, if you're in 200, or if you've got 100, you'll be in 100 and 200. If you've got a MOQ of 0, you'll be in all 3 of those categories. For international orders, we always recommend a 0 MOQ, and we then have our shipping options, which we'll talk about shortly, which will dissuade people from purchasing. So we have free shipping for everyone around the world, except what you want to have is first order minimum of 0. So someone could order, say, for example, 1 pair of socks, and then they might pay a decent amount in shipping, but they will feel more comfortable with that than you having, say, a massive MOQ, because again, you want to come into that MOQ box that is on Faire. Scrolling down to size chart, that's something that you can have here. We recommend that for everybody. Just again, make it simpler. Now, the number one thing you cannot ever press here is pause mode. Find everything in your power to not pause your business. It's going to absolutely tank the algorithm. The algorithm basically has to start all over again. If you absolutely have to go on holidays and you can't find anyone to fulfill your orders, what we recommend then is setting your shop lead time and expand that out so you don't have any missed orders, you don't go pause in the algorithm, and you can put this out to 40+ days. You won't get sales from your normal retailers, but you will get sales from some people, and it won't absolutely destroy your algorithm from Faire, which we never want to do. Shipping tools. Now, what this gives retailers is an exact, not even estimate, but exactly how much they're going to be charged if they order their products to their country. So for example, with us, UK-based business, so we set £5 for UK shipping, £29 for Canada, and that obviously then gets converted into dollars. And North American people are going to be pretty much always getting over that £200 amount if any of our retailers are anything to go by, and our clients' retailers are anything to go by. So what this basically does is assure that they're going to get free shipping, and if they don't, we know exactly how much it's going to cost them. And for us, we really don't want to have that many orders orders below 200 pounds, hence why I've got such a large shipping amount, and that's fine. There will be people that, you know, will get dissuaded by that, but they're probably not the people you want anyways. Jumping into account settings, again, sorry that we've got some blurring out here for our deposit account. What we recommend with the payout option is for it to align to the payment processing fee that is the smallest amount possible, because that aligns you more closely with Faire. So Faire, for example, in the US has 60-day terms, so we recommend 60-day payout. And that's just so that they're gonna get the money and then they're gonna pass it straight to you. Or there's not gonna be much of a lap over period, which is gonna cost Faire that working capital. And so rather than you taking on that working capital, you've got a guaranteed payment from Faire, so just set it for the largest payout period possible. Promoted listings. Now, the section for US brands that you've probably all been waiting for, promoted listings and ads. Now, what do we recommend that people do here? We have a spending limit on quite a lot of our businesses that we work with that is super high. And now I've never seen a business owner use their entire monthly budget. So for example, this business is up to $10,000. They haven't spent that so far. You know, in February, they have spent $98. In January, they spent $570. And that's just because the views aren't there, but you're getting an incredible amount of impressions, clicks, and customers acquired. So it cost us $570, but we got $1,979, which is an incredible amount of, you know, return on ad spend. And that's just the first order sales, let alone the projected first year sales and lifetime sales. So we recommend maxing this limit up as much as possible. You're never gonna go through it. At the moment, I think the maximum you can set it for is $20,000. Don't set that if you're setting up the store straight away. Something might break. You wanna kind of gently increase it, but over the course of 3 to 4 months, we recommend maxing it out. So thanks everyone for seeing exactly how we set up our shop. Super helpful to kind of get an understanding of someone who's been working on Faire for a great number of years now, has done this across many different businesses. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope it's made it really easy for you to set up your business in the exact same way. If you don't have the time to do that, it's something that we can do for you. We run a business called Candid Founders, where we help people grow their Faire businesses. We got up to 1,000 retailers in 2 years, and we didn't have any retailers before that with our bamboo sock business, and we're now helping other businesses do that through Faire. So if that sounds like something that's interested for you, we help you acquire the customers, nurture them, do the weekly emails, set up all of the shop optimizations exactly what they need to be. And so yeah, if that's something that sounds great for you, then please do contact us at hello@candidfounders.com. But that's enough for this video. It's a long one, but really in-depth, and hopefully you got a lot out of it. We recommend you going through all of this and setting it exactly how we've shown you. If there's any questions, leave them down in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Any dissenting opinions as well, again, we'd love to hear them. What we hear typically is, I don't want to have an MOQ of 0, but that's fine. If having an MOQ of 0, people are not going to buy just 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 pairs. They're going to start there, and then they're going to continually kind of build it up. You want to give retailers confidence by saying, look, trust my product. You've absolutely got nothing to worry about. So much so that you don't need to purchase anything of our product, just 1 pair, 2 pair, test it out, see how it goes. And so that's what we recommend how you do on MOQs. There's a whole bunch of things in there. Any questions you've got, let us know, and I'll see you in the next video.